That's right.
Good evening, and welcome to the Poets Cafe. It is where artists come alive. The spoken word brings forth the inner creation of hidden treasures, expressing tones of lyrics felt within the soul, vibration that rings stories untold. This platform represents artists of all backgrounds, be it writers, singers, spoken word, artistic expression, and painting, literature, poetry, and a journey through life. Mystery seeks to bring new ideas and opportunities through the mind of all levels. Wherefore my time leaving tomorrow on the wings of yesterday, where birds fly higher than the mystery of dreams never knew. Why do mellow sounds ring silently without ever leaving memories of my lonely blues? We walk by the calls of nature and sing in harmony while praying for the love of the skies and dancing with the stars like a feminine ballerina, gazing across the stage in her soft-toed ballerina shoes. Welcome to the Artist of Poetry Cafe show. Poetically Speaking, hosted by Terry Benjamin and Ron C. McCray. As delighted as we are, we can't wait to engulf a new wave of presenting this platform to our audience. So, sit back and enjoy. Don't forget to subscribe and hit the like button. Now, let's get started.
Yes, let's get started. Let's get started. We're having a very special evening today. We're going to start, as we usually start, with Ron's poetry. And again, like I said, this poetry is sometimes just hot off the computer. So, Ron, what do you have for us this evening?
But what I have here is a artist, another young lady I know very well, and here's her book, and it's titled Commander-in-Chief.
Oh, I like that.
Now, I want to make this a little clear. Although she had written several books, but I like to read one piece in there, and I don't want anyone to look at it from a different perspective, but listen to these words, because we often talk about this on our show on a regular basis.
Of course.
And so the title of this one is The Vessel. You are the vessel of your body. You move with ownership, not for anyone to take or steal. You may carry it well or carry it poorly. That decision lies within you. So let your thoughts come through you. You are the vessel of your body. It is not a trash bag or can for others to dump in their discarded mess. Leave others behind who seek to box you in like a fox boxed in a corner. Those who represent Fox News, let them swing high and low without you. You are the vessel of your body. Treat it well. Do not allow anyone to violate it. Let them see you standing tall as they proceed through the hall. It is your spirit of life that should not be caged. You are the vessel of your body. Walk with the strength that embodies you. Talk without pausing to those who wish to hinder your steps. You are truly the vessel of your body.
Yes.
You know, and we often talk about that on this show.
Yes.
You know, about you creating your thoughts, your ideas, your dreams, and bring those to life. And so here in this, the author, matter of fact, I apologize, the author is Ali Marshall Rico. She's the author of several books. And so when you look at that, being the vessel of your body, but the whole body is your mind, body, spirit, emotion, all of who you are.
Who you are.
You are in control. You're the commander-in-chief.
That's right.
Nobody else can dictate to you what you should be or cannot be. So that's what's important.
Yeah. And the thing I like about this particular book is called Commander-in-Chief. It's really based on Barack Obama and his time in the Oval Office. All these poems are it's really like historical,
Right.
telling you about that historic time in a series of poems. It's a very, very clever book, very interesting.
Absolutely.
But again, it just shows that poetry can be used to tell a story. It can be used to tell a history lesson. It can be used for many different things. And tonight we're going to get into the whole subject of rap music as poetry. A lot of times people don't see it as such. I remember when I was teaching, I was talking to a student. He told me, he said, I hate poetry. I said, you hate poetry? I said, you like rap? He said, oh, I love rap. I said, brother, rap is poetry. He said, what? He didn't make that connection.
Right.
Because, again, like I said, a lot of times people think of poetry as something that is just hard to understand. You know, it doesn't relate. But I think with rap music, it was a poetry that people can relate to. And I said that rap music is African-American poetic expression, and that's sort of rooted into our experience. So you have any other poems you want to share?
Yes, I want to tie this one in. And it really ties into similar to what I just read.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you being a vessel of who you are, your body.
Yes, yes.
And here, this one is titled Curator of the Soul.
I like that.
From God's hand as an artist, he sculptured the soul of his children who survived the dark shadows of despair. Life has embraced them with an abundance of love and perks, filled with an unimaginable basket of organic fruits, herbs, and spices. Various flavors are hosted with all natural ingredients and the potent nutrient needed to sustain the healthy way of living with a gleaming smile. Curator are explorers who examine their schematic for the right location when displaying wellness. How does one examine through navigation without first exploring the inner being of self? The depths of our soul is to seek that which may be suffering from toxicity syndrome deep within, rescuing the lost and bringing them to the surface of life. Lord, created my mind, body, heart, and soul. To build a sustainable life and healthy living, one must first define what that looks like. To cultivate the need for one's purpose, one must adhere to the changes that are required. So, what are those changes? Simplicity as a starting point is not always simple or complicated. Just take the time to think about the issue. And that is on my page of my book. And actually, it's under the new one, Archaeological Cafe, on page 11. And that's important because, again, as we talked about being a vessel of your soul, your body, here, in exact same token, being a curator of who you are. But it starts with changes.
Yeah, it does. And again, I think people sometimes narrow poetry to the point that it's about just certain things and whatnot. And I know that when I really got seriously into the study of rap music, many of my colleagues told me I was wasting my time. That you were too intelligent to really spend your time doing that. And it's so funny, and I became known as the rap professor, Terry Benjamin, because I put a program together where I traced rap music from Africa to America. And what I would do was I would break it down into different styles, you know. And so what I want to do, I just want to put out the different styles of rap, because we have a guest that's going to really show us how that can come alive. And so what I did is that I studied it, you know, and I really concentrated on a period of time which was called the golden age of rap music from around 1985 to 1992. And this was a time of the Beastie Boys and Big Daddy Kane and Boogie Down Productions, De La Soul, Eric B. and Rakim, Gang Starr, Ice-T, Cool G Rap, Kool Moe Dee, LL Cool J, and the list goes on and on. And as I went to give the lecture, I would show them like the 5 styles of rap. And these are the 5 styles that I identify: the dissing style, the boasting style, the rap ballad, the party rap, and the social commentary rap. And as I study rap music, I would put it into those different categories. But the thing is that, as a teacher, you teach these different styles and whatnot, but I'm the type of person that I don't think we should just teach the styles. I think we should actually show the styles. And so tonight we have a young man who was involved with the music during this time. And I think that makes it sort of unique, because a lot of times we get to the point where we study history as it's some kind of artifact, that is some kind of dead thing. But rap music is still dynamic, still really making history. I mean, rap music, they killed the Grammy Awards. I mean, the Grammy Awards was like a black takeover. I'm saying Grammy's so black now. It was blackly black, because again, this is a art form that is still evolving. And so we are privileged tonight to have a guest with us that really epitomizes that. And I'm going to give you, Ron, the pleasure of introducing our guest for this evening.
And before I go, I'd just like to take a second to say it is truly a pleasure and an honor to have this opportunity as we all learn and continue to learn history. History is somebody's story, and you never know who represent some parts of history.
That's right.
You pass by every day, and half the time, most of y'all don't even speak. Say hello, goodbye, but you never know.
You never know.
But it is truly an honor to have this opportunity, not only to be on this platform, to meet a gentleman who, in my opinion, a legend of history.
That's right.
Not a forgotten legend, but a legend. So when I trace back, which I was just informed of who this person is.
So, and I thought.
It's impressive. And I even had the honor to shake your brother's hand. So it gives me great pleasure. Yes. But I'd like to, before we actually bring him on, I'd like to give you a little about his background, if I may.
Yes, please.
Norman Bradley. Norman DJ Storm. Norm the General. I put emphasis on that.
The General. Like the blues.
Bradley, born and raised in New Jersey, always had a passion for entertainment, producing, writing, music. He started as an artist, making records on an international level with his rap group, Fresh Finesse.
Fresh Finesse.
Finesse.
Yes, sir.
Excuse me. I want to make sure I get this right. He made a good name for himself as a DJ and was also responsible for creating the 90s R&B group Total. Right. In 2008, along with his childhood friend, formed a music production and artist development company called Best Kept Secrets Entertainment, a.k.a. BKS. Yeah, see, I'm nervous now. In 2009, Norman created BKS1 Radio, a popular online media content platform in which they develop thought-provoking and original online contents. BKS1 Radio has interviewed an array of celebrities, guests ranging from actor Jamie Foxx and civil rights activist Dick Gregory to veterans actress Marla Gibbs, and many more. Norman and BKS1 was also featured on My 9/UPN reality show comedy, The Comeback Kings. One of Norman's biggest careers highlights was producing and co-writing for the tribute song for the unveiling of the Sojourner Truth bus ceremony at the U.S. Capitol. The song was called Nothing But the Truth, in which he worked and recorded with gospel artist Dorinda Clark Cole of the Clark Sisters. He co-wrote the song with Grammy-nominated songwriting duo The Pin-Up Girls and socialite Denise Rich. He was invited to the U.S. Capitol with Michelle Obama, Hillary Clinton, and Nancy Pelosi to hear the song performed by Yolanda Adams and Dorinda Clark Cole. In 2010, Best Kept Secrets Entertainment, BKS, partnered up with the YMCA across America for a national campaign and music project called Rise Up Against Domestic Violence, which contained artists Latanya Blige and Sister Mary J. Blige. Latoya Lala Hathaway and many others talent artists to raise domestic violence awareness. In 2015, Union County, New Jersey, and the City of Plainfield NAACP chapter honored Norman and BKS1 with an NAACP award for their work in the community. Norman, along with the BSK1, currently produces major park concert events. He's been a headliner DJ for NJ Pack, famous after parties for the Chaka Khan and George Clinton concerts. He co-hosts on a popular webcast shows on his network called The Storm Warning show, along with Akeisha Mendez of the 90s R&B group Allured, and he's currently been getting his feet wet in the acting world on several upcoming film projects. Look out for The Storm is coming, like the weather report, and I apologize for the error.
Well, he's here. He's here to tell a story.
Listen, you made me sound good, bro.
He looked around and said, who's he talking to, you know?
Okay.
But it's a pleasure to have you here, brother.
Absolutely.
And it's so funny because, see, now we turn the tables. Because most of the time you're the host and whatnot. But, you know, it's so funny because I see that you're getting ready to enter the acting field. So I guess Michael B. might have to watch out for you, right?
Listen. He ain't got nothing to worry about.
Ain't got nothing to worry about. But you know what? We all have to start someplace, you know? And let's start with this. Back in the day, 5 young men got together. Norman E. Bradley, Willie Bethea, Ronald Hainsforth, Eric Jackson, and Stephen Hockaday. And they called themselves Fresh Finesse. And that's what I have on the paper, but tell me the story.
Fresh Finesse. Wow, when I look at those brothers up there.
Those brothers, those are the brothers right there.
Listen. I started this whole thing, and there was a record store in Plainfield called Steve's Sound Shop.
Okay.
So Steve Hockaday owned it. He owned the record store.
Okay.
And actually, who was working there is Patricia. That's here at BKS1 Radio.
Man,
that's how we met.
Oh, wow. Okay.
So Steve was kind enough, and he was basically developing talent.
Okay.
And he would let us use his basement.
Okay.
So all of us used to come through there to kind of harness our skills, you know, like there I started working with drum machines and beat machines
that's amazing.
and everything like that. And then every now and then a DJ would come down, whatever, and I hooked up with some of the guys in the group. So I met Ronald, me and him became great friends. That's DJ Fresh. Okay. I met Eric Jackson, he's related to Steve Hockaday. Okay. I met Eric Jackson, and he goes by the name of Tic Tac.
Oh, wow.
Now he's currently known as DJ Tactics. He's on a popular Philly radio station.
Oh, that's amazing.
And also one of my dancers was Corey Zooman Miller.
Wow. Which
is now comedian Zooman, which is touring right now with Cat Williams.
Oh man, that's amazing. That's amazing.
Bradford Artist. He was one of my dancers.
Wow.
He's a retired fireman now, but he's still doing his thing. And basically, you know, the crew, we've been friends, and we used to just hang out with each other.
Yeah.
So when you know, a certain point in time, Steve Hockaday basically said to me, he's like, "Listen, man, it's time for you to make a record."
Oh, wow.
And he's like, you know, I'll produce it, I'll put it out, all of that.
Okay.
And he had connections, you know. He had a record store, one, and then two, he was connected with a lot of people in New York. And back then they had record pools.
Okay.
Real record, vinyl, wax, not digital. And so we got together, Fresh Finesse. We put together our first record, which was called Who Can Rock Like This. Also, Willie Bethea was in my group. We did Who Can Rock Like This. It started charting. There used to be a report called the Philip Edwards Report.
Okay.
And one day we saw the chart. We was at the bottom when we first started, and then it went up to the top 5. So Steve was like, "Okay, we got something here. You guys, people like you guys, whatever. Want you guys to start performing and all of that."
Okay.
So we used to perform, for different venues around Plainfield, different parts of Jersey and everything. And then, we had a real knack for getting the audience going.
Oh, my goodness.
So then eventually, Steve partnered up with Paul Kaiser. Paul Kaiser had a recording studio called Trumpet Records and a label called Trumpet Records. And he was located in Fanwood, New Jersey. Now, what people didn't know about Paul Kaiser, if you remember the song Body and Soul.
Yes, oh yeah.
The song Body and Soul, he wrote and produced.
Oh, wow, okay.
So he had his own label. So we signed with him, and then we put out our second record called You Ain't Saying Nothing.
Okay, right.
That record grew more legs. And both records was on the radio, but this particular record, it really went international. And it grew a lot of legs and all of that. And then some of the top New York DJs was playing it, Red Alert, Marley Marr, everybody was running it. And we felt real good about that. So we was opening up for acts like Queen Latifah, De La Soul, KRS-One, Jungle Brothers. We was doing our thing for a minute and everything. And then, one thing led to another, we started growing up a little bit more. and everybody kind of wanted to do their own thing.
Right.
And then with me, I always really wanted to produce.
Okay.
I really got into making music, making beats and everything. So with 2 of my friends that was in the group, we actually went away to the Arts Institute of Atlanta.
Oh, great.
And so went out there, studied a little bit out there and everything. I learned a little bit more about the business of music because they taught you the business of music and engineering.
Right.
So my father got sick. I came back. I left school. And, the rest was history. I started producing then. And one of the groups that I put together, a good friend of mine, I told him I wanted to start working with some acts.
Right.
And he lived in Edison, New Jersey. And shout out to Alex Kennedy. He introduced me to Pamela Long.
Okay.
And we started working together on her solo project and her career. And she's a different type of singer, different type of artist.
Oh, yeah.
And then Tony Hustle Prayer, which is related to Glenn Goins from Parliament Funkadelic.
Wow, yes.
He introduced me to Kima and Keisha.
Wow.
And we had a 4th girl at the time, and I named them Total Opposites.
Oh my goodness! Wow. Okay.
So which is known today as Total.
Yes.
And so make a long story short, basically, the girls got to connect. That knew Puffy.
Okay.
And then one day we were supposed to go to a meeting in New York. They missed the meeting. I'm like, where are these girls at?
Yeah.
And then I got a call from a friend. It's a small industry.
Yeah.
It was like, oh, these girls. He's like, isn't this your song in the background? And I'm listening on the phone. I said, yeah, it's my song. They was at a meeting with Puffy.
Wow. Okay.
So later that just became history. So make a long story short, had a little lawsuit situation. But I learned a lot from that situation.
Well, let me ask you a question now. When you were writing these songs and recording, did you consider yourself writing poetry, or were you just writing raps?
I was just writing lyrics, and to me they the same.
Okay.
To me, poetry and rapping is the same.
Okay.
Yeah. So
yeah, and it's beautiful that you have the record of what you did, and a lot of times, like Ron was saying, you meet people on the street and you don't know what their background is.
Right.
You think you know, but you don't know. But we have a segment on our program which we consider we call the music as music as literature, and what we do is that we present the music and then we sort of break it down. And really, I told Ron, this is a very special program because the music as lit I have today is something that I'm going to play. Then I have the author who's going to break it down. And you mentioned this before, and this is Fresh Finesse, and it's entitled "You Ain't Say Nothing."
Get out your pen and your pad because it's time to
18
get to
years
the way
old.
I made it. These deliver from the mic that I bought. I was a DJ, and now this used to cut up the wax. It was fun
I
and
was
everything, but
18.
there was something that lacked. So when I
goodness.
finally thought about it, it hit like a storm. Gave out my title as a DJ, but I still transformed to a poet. Believe me when I say I was dope. Take an MC and I put him at the end of the rope. There ain't nobody, no one, no person, my son, that could come close to the things I done. A new kid on the block, but see I'm one that can rock. I'm like crime in the city. I can't be stopped. I'm making it known that hip hop is my home. I see you checking out my style. Be good enough for when the rhymes weighing a ton. There can only be one. Putting suckers in a pot and cook them till they're done. There's no one better than me. Just as good as can be. Started growing from a plant, but now I'm a tree. I got my juice in the pope. I'm at the top of the slope. I got the faith in you're the charity. So let's hope that the ripple will cease and pretty soon it be peace. Just a kid from the valley, MC of the east. You wanna know who's down with me? DJ Pressure's on the cut and Tick hits the melody in. Now to expose only to those who are my enemies or foes who knows that I can rock a rhyme fast, so and keep it at the steadiest pace. Beaters get too much bass from my triple D. One that's how my drum track done. Suckers come and get some. You know you want some. Listen to the rhyme that I'm beating on your eardrum. See where I'm coming from, son? Huh, suckers. Now I will make you go frantic. The lyrical mechanic, rock a rhyme to the max so much you can't stand it. I'ma make it known. Producing my own. Every beat and rhyme I make is coming out of my dome. And later out of wax on a super dope track, cause it's a fact that I do not lack. Just when I'm rapping on the mic, I like to get hyped.
Okay.
I'm letting suckers know that.
Wow.
Yes.
Wow, you took me back.
That was the point.
You know, I felt like I was at Twin City skating rink.
Yeah, that's,
I mean, I'm
I
telling
get
you,
that vibe.
that's
I get
beautiful.
that vibe.
Real
I hear. And it's so funny. People don't realize that Plainfield and Elizabeth have a really, they have a serious history because, you remember Allwicks Records?
Yeah.
You remember Vogel's Records?
Vogel's Records?
Yeah. As a matter of fact, Vogel's, that was the scene of a music video.
Yeah.
You know?
Bismarck.
Yeah, Bismarcky, the Vapors.
Cool V.
Yeah, it was actually done at done at that particular venue. But now, you say that, this was like around 1985, 1987 and that kind of thing. Now, let me ask you a question. I mean, how would you describe rap music right now? Is it good? Is it bad? Is it different?
It's both. I mean, it definitely evolved.
Okay.
Right? It evolved. I thank God for like artists like Kendrick Lamar and everything that still could bring some conscience, social conscience to hip hop and everything. Yeah. I mean, granted, it evolved now to where the ladies are starting to kind of take it over. Okay. And I liked it more back in the 90s, 80s and 90s, early 2000s. That's when I was really feeling it. Because I'm a DJ also.
Yes.
I prefer the old school classic. And I'm not even going to call it old school. We're going to call it classic rap.
Classic.
Because the term old school,
yeah.
we're going to call it classic hip hop. Okay. But now, I just think there needs to be a little bit more substance in the lyrics. Okay. I don't believe in no censorship or nothing like that. Do what you do.
Yeah, of course.
But every now and then, throw something with some substance. But like you said, there's different styles to rap. Right. And like even my rap, you ain't saying nothing. That was the boast style that you talked about.
Yeah, boasting style.
That was the boasting style. But and a lot of these ladies now, they got a sexual style to rap.
Yeah, of course. It's changed.
Sexual style to rap.
Yeah.
But I just think it just has to have some type of substance. It has to mean something. That's what I prefer. Yeah.
But it's so funny because we're still talking about Roxanne Shante. We're still talking about LL Cool J. Right. LL took a hiatus and got into TV, and after that was done, he's coming back and has a new project out and that type of thing. I heard that Q-Tip is working on some things, and Dr. Dre promising another album and that kind of thing. But let me ask you a question: when those artists come back, are they coming back to sell records, or are they coming back to make a statement?
They're coming back to make a statement.
Okay, all right.
And because they respect the art form and they still have a passion for it.
Okay.
Because they know the whole game now. You know,
Corporate.
when it comes to selling records now, whatever.
right,
you know, it's all about, you know, how many followers you got.
Okay.
You know, so like when these old school rappers come back, because they don't have to come back, they can live off their old music.
Yes,
they can perform off their old music, and that's where hip hop artists made their money anyway, from performances. You know, especially in the time when labels, they didn't understand the business, and labels was really getting them for the money.
Of course.
You know, but I think right now it's good that a lot of them are coming back. You know, just like Stetsasonics, they're coming back. Wow. And there's a few cats that I know personally, they're coming back and everything. Would I ever do it again?
That's a good question.
Absolutely, I probably would, but it would be for me. Right. If people gravitate towards it, great. But you know, before it was like, oh, we're going to get $1 million. When we was younger,
we're going to be rich.
Yeah, we're going to be rich. You make a record, you be rich, and that's a false reality. Right. You know what I'm saying? I make music, I'm going to be rich. No, that's a false reality. You got to really just love it.
Yeah. But now, would you coming back, what would you be rapping about?
Things that I see, just crazy country, probably. And just what's going on. Okay. You know, and basically, you know, I would rap about my environment.
Okay.
What I see around me. You know, so it would definitely be different than how I was coming before. Would it be a lot of the boast stuff or whatever? You know, nah. But I mean, I still could do it.
Oh, okay. Look out.
You know what I'm saying? Like I still could do it.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
All right.
And that's what's important, because what you say is extremely, because even when I'm writing poetry and you know, you're writing whatnot, it's what you see, what you feel. It's not so much to make money to impress, but a real artist has to feel something in him or herself to bring something to light, because it becomes a story, it becomes your surrounding. It really allows everyone around you as well as yourself to think about, who am I? Where am I at? What's going on? As you indicated, Marvin Gaye said, you know, what's going on? And that's what's important. And we talk about that on a regular basis about being a poet started. Because just like this brother here, and as I said earlier, I got a little nervous trying to interview.
Because you didn't know who he was, right?
But what's important is he gave you a synopsis of his background. He started from a thought of a seed at 18, if not prior to. And this is what we talk about. Everybody has an opportunity. You know, and he's still rising.
Yeah. And the thing is that I find interesting is that I remember going back in the day, you know, we had the records, you know, but we also had the music videos. And I always said, and it's proven to be true, that sometimes I'm the type of person, I like to look behind the scenes. Like, for example, one of my favorite shows is The Equalizer with Queen Latifah. And I look behind the scenes, and her partner is the guy that was with her back in the day. Shakim, he's still there with her. You know. And I was watching one episode, and as I was watching, I realized that has actually been shot at the Newark Public Library, because I saw that. But the thing is that she is savvy enough to bring people together, to have a team that's consistent, and so they can do things like TV, and they're like many seasons and whatnot. And the thing that makes me laugh is that with black folks, whenever we get into something, we take it to a whole nother level.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I mean, and that's the beautiful thing. See, people, you know, hip hop got so many different layers to it. You know. And my whole thing is, you know, people say rap. Okay, rap is just one part of it. Okay. You know, hip hop is so entrepreneurial now, where people got clothing lines from it now.
That's right.
They're making movies. All types of things. You know, we got politicians that were hip hop artists now and everything. Look at Do It All, councilman, North, you know, and everything. So I mean, like, there's so many different layers to hip hop, which is a beautiful thing. You know, and basically hip hop is really, to me, a state of mind. And even at my age now, right? Hip hop is still one of my favorite genres of music.
Oh, that's
And
beautiful.
as a DJ, I play it all. You know, I love all music, house
of
music,
course.
R&B, this, but hip hop will always be like close to me, like, you know, to my heart. You know, I'm passionate about it.
And an interesting thing, I remember I went to a concert in Newark, and they were featuring Nikki Giovanni before she passed. And what happened is that one of the MCs was Ross Baraka, and he actually read some of his poetry.
Right.
You know, because again, I think a lot of times people don't understand that although you may be a public figure, you have a background.
Right.
You've come from someplace.
Right.
And his background was his father, you know, Amiri Baraka, who was a master poet. And I had opportunity to spend some time with him because I was a member of his organization. But the point I'm making is that once you get into the ethos of rap music, it's kind of hard for you to just look at things and not have an idea about it.
Right.
Because we spoke many times, and you always impressed me as someone who knows what's going on, but you have a reaction to it. I never saw you as a passive person. And I guess my question to you is the fact that we know that, you know, the music is being bought by young people. Like people like myself and my brother here, we're still listening to classic R&B.
Right.
You know,
Right.
I don't buy any music, you know, and that's why I think, you know, for someone like you to come back, it wouldn't be for the money, but I guess I would hope that, and you can let me know, is that it would be to tell a story about, you know, how we should be, where we should be going.
I mean, absolutely. You know, and it's funny because everybody that got into this rap game has an origin, right? Everybody has an origin of the struggle.
Yes.
You know, so like when, you know, I like when you tell stories, when people tell stories of the struggle. Even when Eminem came out, one of his biggest records was "Lose Yourself."
Yes.
And that was basically a story of every artist, or anybody, whether you're athlete, artist, or whatever. Just that struggle. You only get one shot.
That's right.
You know, and you know, like I know I got my own story.
Yeah.
You know, when I started, and you just, you know, to come up with something lyrically, you just draw from experience. Those are usually your best lyrics. Stories, poems, whatever you want to call it.
So how did you make that transition from being involved in the rap as a performer, producer, but then switching to your studio work?
To what I'm doing now?
Yes.
Basically, I'll tell you right now, just give you a little quick story.
Yeah, please.
BKS1 Radio started because I got tired of playing the political game of trying to get a record played.
Okay.
I got tired of playing the New York game. New York is very cliquish. And as technology started changing and everything, and, you know, you got to beat somebody over the head in New York to get them to try to play your record.
Oh, my goodness.
You know, or what they say in the old school days, payola, just to get somebody to play your song or whatever. And you get tired of playing that game. When I saw technology was changing, I said, wait a minute. You mean I could create an online version of what they're doing in terrestrial radio?
Yes.
And I said, let me start my own radio station with my people, my friends and family. Let me start my own station, and we'll play all our music that we're producing, and that we're making, and then also give other artists a platform. And that's how really BKS1 Radio came about, and then it just morphed into what it is now. And we were on doing podcasting before it was called podcast.
Of course, yes.
So we kind of was on the cutting edge of that whole thing. But that's basically how I got from one point to where I'm at now.
And you know, that is absolutely key. And that's what we talk about. And I'm a firm believer. The door of opportunity. Somebody, even if it's yourself, to be rejected, to say, wait a minute, let me rethink what I need to do to move forward.
That's right.
And we talk about so many give up and say, woe is me. No, it's not a woe is me. It's only woe is me if you're not doing anything. But here, you just laid out a desire, a determination. And I experienced that too. Even when I started writing, you know, you try to ask somebody to help you. There's nothing worse than selfishness. You know, but we know that in a time and season, there's always a door of opportunity. It's just being in the right place at the right time time, and you don't know when that time and place may be.
Right.
And so that's why, again, I said in the beginning, I will continue to say it's an honor not only just coming here, because I had no clue, but as my partner here, my brother here, you know, when he invited me the first time, one thing led to another. Here I'm sitting here in front of, speaking with a legend, a brother, a seasoned brother.
I appreciate it.
You know, a continuing rising person. That's what we're talking about all the time. How do we inspire somebody? You see, and that's what's important.
Yeah, and I think what I like about the platform is that, you know, we don't have to go to someone else to validate us. You know, we validate ourselves. Like I always admired back in the day, the young men got together and they put together their own group. You know, they didn't wait for somebody to say, oh, you can rap, you can produce it. But now we did it ourselves to the point where, you know, we were able to do that. And that's why I go back to what we call the golden age of rap music from 1985 to 1992. Now, when you were doing what you were doing, did you realize you were at a golden age, or you were just going with the times? Did you know you were making history?
Nah, I didn't realize it at the time. You know, with a lot of moves, you know, and it's funny because a lot of the guys you named earlier, the hip hop stars that you named earlier, whatever, I had a connection with them. Some way or some form, you know, I had a connection with them. Cool V and Biz Markie. Cool V is actually my cousin now by marriage. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's like, you know, it's just, I always had a connection. You know, one of the biggest DJs that first won the DMC competition, and that's the big DJ world competition.
Yes.
Came right here from Plainfield in Elizabeth. You know what I'm saying? DJ Cheese.
Yeah, I know DJ.
Yeah, DJ Cheese. He actually inspired me to become a DJ. So I mean, when I look at just who influenced me and where my influences came from and what made me want to do what I did, I have to definitely give a lot of credit to DJ Cheese.
Yes.
I have to definitely give credit to like Grandmaster Flash, Furious 5. And it's funny, later on in the years, these are guys I hired.
Yeah.
In my later years, because I became an event producer.
Oh my goodness.
My team. So when I look back and, you know, and right in this chair right next to me, Melly Mel sat right over here.
Yeah.
And did an interview with us. You know what I'm saying? So it's like it's 6 degrees of separation.
Well, you know, you blow my mind right now because I'm going to tell you something that's going to blow your mind. You know, we talk about the message. We talk about Grandmaster Flash and Furious 5. And in the message, it sort of changed rap because, again, it was a serious subject.
Right.
You know, making me Hollywood sometime. You know. And the gentleman who actually wrote the song, it was Ed Fletcher, known as Duke Booty. And like, I'm talking to my brother here. This is me and Duke Booty. Duke Booty, Tommy McKenzie, all those brothers around that. Cheese, you know. I remember when Cheese passed.
Duke Booty had Beauty and the Beat.
Yes.
No, Cheese still around.
Yeah. I thought, But the thing that I'm saying is that, like you said, we have that. We're connected in some kind of way, you know, because I just know that, you know, sometimes, you know, we have to preserve this history. We have to let people know that we're still around.
Right.
And, you know, we have stories to tell and we have lessons. My question to you, if you're speaking to someone now, a young person who wants to get into business, what should they know? What should they be aware of?
Here's the thing. Whatever they're trying to get into it, they have to be passionate about it.
Okay, I hear you.
That's the main thing.
Yeah.
And then the key for me, is consistency.
Okay.
You have to be consistent. So if you're passionate about it, you have to put the work behind it.
Yes.
You have to learn to listen because there's people that know more than you.
Yes.
And you have to really not only be consistent, but you have to be persistent as well.
I love that.
And so that would be my words to anybody trying to get into whatever business. Because once we started on this roller coaster, we didn't stop. We still here. I'm still here with my cousin.
Yeah.
I'm still here with Trish. Me and Trish started a long time ago, since back in the day.
Yeah.
So I'm still here with a lot of the same people.
Okay.
You know, and it's like once I gravitate to somebody that I know that I'm meant to be with, like in a working capacity.
Yes.
We continue that link, we continue that bond, and we just try to keep growing.
Yeah. But like you said, you got to be passionate about it, because I know, again, I mean, I study rap music. I studied literature when I had opportunity to teach in the college level.
Right.
I overstudied. I mean, if the professor said read 5 books, I would read 10 books. You know, and my whole thing was that I always was conscious of time and timing. Sometimes the time is not right, so you just sort of have to lay in the cut until your time is ready. And then when it is, you come in full force. And also the fact that many of the pioneers have done other things, like LL Cool J with the TV show, MC Light with her voiceovers and that kind of thing, Queen Latifah with her production company making movies and TVs and that kind of thing. And I think what happens is that they are examples of how we can do what we say we have to do. But like you said, you have to be passionate about it, because it takes work, and it takes hard work. And a lot of us, I think, I don't want to criticize the new generation, but for many of them, they don't have that work ethic. They think that whatever they do is from 9 to 5. But if you're impassionate, it's 9 to 5 and beyond. I'm losing my voice.
It's interesting because to tie in what you said, and I want to use these pieces, and we talk about this all the time on a journey. Many parts, one body, as you indicated. If you connect with somebody, family, friends, somebody who has that same passion and desire to fulfill a dream, you can do it, because you're not the only one, and the ones you see didn't rise up by themselves.
That's right.
Bill Gates and every billionaire and trillionaires, black, white, or different, started with some place. And I think, correct me if I'm wrong, you started in the basement. Somebody started someplace.
That's right.
Where are you started?
Right.
And this other thing you said too, which is so important, is that I don't forgot my thought too. But nevertheless, I know what it was.
Yeah.
Sitting here, having this opportunity, as I indicated, I listened to rap, but there's a lot of rap I didn't like. I listened to the lyrics, a lot of I didn't.
Right.
But one thing I have learned this evening, just listening to you, is the fact that I never thought about looking at it from the story aspect of it, behind the scenes, and what does it mean. And that's what's important. It's not just rapping, but what is the story you're telling, and what is the meaning behind it?
That's right.
And as we know, just in short, back in the day, when they was on the corner harmonizing,
Right.
they was out in the middle of the night.
Doo-wop,
Right.
yeah.
Doo-wop, but they came together, Barry Gordon, all of them, and everybody else smoking. They started someplace with somebody who had the same thought or desire, at least supported one another.
Right.
Everybody can't rise at the same time, but you can rise collectively by supporting. And that's what's important. So truly, it's a pleasure for me personally, to sit here and say, I've learned something.
That's right.
Same here.
Yeah.
I mean, again, there's a nucleus to everything, and I love this show because it's, poetically speaking, you guys focus a lot on poetry and spoken word and everything, and that's all rap is, spoken word.
That's all it is. That's all it is.
And somebody coming from their perspective on it, and there's no right or wrong.
No, it's not.
And that's what people don't realize. There's no right or wrong. They're coming from there. Like, if you ask me to rap about my beginnings or whatever like that, like, I can give you a few lines based on what I actually experienced.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like, yeah.
But are you encouraged that this artistic form is going to continue?
Oh, it's definitely going to continue. And it's one of the biggest selling forms of music right now. It's definitely going to continue because remember, when it first started, people didn't think it was going to continue.
It was a fad.
And it started, first record came out in 79, back in 79.
Yeah.
And a lot of people didn't even you know, oh, this is fad, you know. You know, your parents be like, oh, cut that noise off.
Yeah, right.
You know, what are you doing with this hibbity hop stuff, whatever? and then it morphed into a mega multi-billion-dollar industry.
That's right. That's right. You know, and I still don't think that we got our due. I don't think that we ever
of
got
course
that.
not. But you know what leveled the playing field, the internet, and being able to do it yourself.
Okay.
You know, and the difference is, you know, back when it first started, you had to have that machine behind you.
Yes.
You know, and then later on, when it morphed with technology, you became that machine.
Right. Okay.
Based on how hard you worked and how hard you pushed your own self.
Yeah, right.
You know, so I mean, right, you know, it's always going to continue.
Mm-hmm.
Where it goes as far as substance and everything, especially now in the world of AI and all of that,
that's scary.
it's very scary. It's very scary. But I tell you right now, if I went to a party and they had an AI DJ, just music playing, whatever that, it's not the same as a physical DJ being there
It's not,
and interacting with you.
Not at all.
That's right.
You know, if I went and heard some classical jazz just coming out of the speaker and, you know, just snap my fingers to it, it's not the same as having a live band with a 5-piece band and the musicians playing. It's just not the same. So it's to me, it's some things AI would never be able to do. Would never
true.
be able to do.
I'm sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, I agree wholeheartedly because it's that personal interaction.
Yeah.
And as I said, I will continue to say, it's like having an opportunity to meet somebody in person. AI, you can't meet that, whatever it is, in person, to shake their hand and get an autograph. And for AI, in this case, to stand there and give you a little something.
Right.
That's what's important. So as a whole, things may be changing, but the reality of life and the connection, the collaboration, you can never get rid of it. That's the reality of who you are today.
Right.
As long as you surrender yourself to somebody else's control, then you no longer are in the commander-in-chief of your vessel. And you no longer become that curator of who you are, your dreams. Somebody else or something else controls you.
Yeah.
No. And as long as that we stay in person and talk to each other and greet one another and lift one another each up, then we'll always have the upper hand because the machine is only put in place based on the human person behind it.
And that's robotic. And again, see, the thing is that, you know, I love live music and I also love a live audience. We have people actually, you know, sort of calling in, commenting. Ruby Shivers says, "Kings, I am watching." That's Queen Ruby Shivers. Tony McQueen, salute, man. We're in here. Joanne Dykes, great subject. And Joanne continues. She said, "Awesome observation that an episode of The Equalizer was filmed at the Newark Public Library." Okay, so again, I mean, this is the thing with me. You know, we have the means of production now. We can make our own TV shows. We can make our own movies. We can make our own music. See, we don't have to go to anybody else. And that's what makes us so dangerous. Okay, we have the means of production now. Okay, we can do this. We don't have to go to Hollywood to make a movie.
Right.
We can do it I tell the truth, we can make movies from our phones. And the thing I'm so excited about is being on your platform, but also looking at what you represent, what you talked about. Man, you know, I believe, and I tell my brother all the time, every time we come here, I said, you know what? The best is yet to come. The best is yet to come. Because we've only scratched the surface, you know, and that's why a lot of times when we're into the program, we're so into the program, we can't really appreciate it. But when I get a chance to go home and watch it on YouTube, it's amazing to me because it's an actual production. In the few minutes that we have left, what do you see for yourself in the very near future? You mentioned something with the acting. Where is that going?
Well, as far as the acting, I have a lot of friends that do film and create movies and write movies and everything like that. So they'll probably call me for a part. Like I did a play with my partner that I do the Stormwater show.
Oh, okay,
where I did a play called Final Deceit.
Okay.
Final Deceit, and we did a play together, and it was an awesome play, and that kind of gave me the bug and everything. And then since then, like I work with like Grammy nominated songwriter Chanel Red. She's working on some
that's
film
great.
projects. She'll call me to do a part or play a part,
Yes,
or whatever. And, you know, we got other friends that put together films with her, but it gave me kind of the bug.
Yeah,
I got a friend right now that just got a major deal that's out in Maryland.
Okay.
And she's actually been featured on BET on the Trap Queens. They got something called Trap Queens, right?
Yeah.
And she was actually featured on that, and they wanted to turn her story into an actual film, into a movie, and with her daughter and everything like that. And she hit me up recently. She said, I didn't forget about you. I know you act. She said, so stay tuned.
Oh man, beautiful.
You know, so like, you know, my thing is when, you know, I get a script, I learn it, and then I get in the character. I do what I have to do. So there's different layers to me, but as far as, you know, you saying like, what do I want as far as the future? Like, I'm going to keep expanding BKS1 Radio.
Yeah.
In the studio here, but I also want to keep doing events. That's another side to me. We produce events, like for different municipalities, like the city of Plainfield would call us to put on the big concerts,
Yes.
and everything. And you know, we'll get some major players, you know, and bring them into the city. So I mean, that's, you know, that's my future goals, whatever. But my whole thing is, I gotta be, whatever I do now at this point in life, I just got to be passionate about it.
I hear.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, because again, we know that sometimes when you're starting something, the dollars don't sort of fall in right away. So that means you got to be strong and hold on.
Right.
So my brother, you know, we're almost out of time here. So would you give us something sort of to wrap things up for us?
Yeah, I just really wrote this, and I think this is important. Okay. And, you know, you always visit the beginning, and the beginning is the end is the beginning. And so here, as owner and operators of BSK1, a platform for all those who desire to bring a dream vision to life, here is a seasoned brother who have strived through the journey of time, cultivating many opportunities to rise where he is today. From a thought of a seed to a cultural garden, plenishing many others who are inspired by being motivated to conquer your dreams and goals. That in itself, I'd like to leave you with that, because that's what's important. Door of opportunity, we say it all the time.
That's right.
It's up to you. If you don't knock, we won't open it.
Yeah.
Again, on that note, we want to say thank you. Thank you for tuning in.
I appreciate you both.
Yes.
Make sure y'all tune into the Storm Warning
Oh,
Show
please,
tonight, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time with me and Hurricane Kiss. Make sure you check us out. And that's really, I had a great time.
Oh, thank you.
You guys
Thank
took
you.
me back. you about to make me bust a hot 16.
Oh, my God.
You about to make me kick 16
Oh,
bars.
my goodness. Wow.
Hey, that's why we say season. It just gets better with time.
That's right. And you say it's always there, you know.
Right.
But again, I think that you are an example of what can be done.
Absolutely.
When you put your mind to it, when you put your passion into it, and when you stick to it. Because I know I know there must have been some ups and downs, you know.
Absolutely.
Oh,
But you came through that.
Yeah.
You came, as they say, you came through the storm.
Yeah.
And so again, we thank you. We thank you for tuning in. And like I said, this is Thursday. We'll be back on Sunday. So again, we want to welcome you to come back. And Brother Norm, we thank you again. And this has
Appreciate
been
you.
Poetically Speaking, the place for the spoken word.